Welcome back. I'm Guy Mount, and we are live, Pinemeadow Live. Gentlemen, we have a full complement of the team today.
Once again, welcome back, Guy.
Hey.
We survived without you last week.
I know the fourth was sweltering.
Yes.
Sweltering.
Good word.
Well, I mean, everybody survived the fourth. Did anybody get any good golfing in?
I did not. I actually went camping.
Camping?
Yeah.
Well, it's a camping weekend.
Yeah, and so I didn't get any golf in. Tyler?
I didn't get any good golf in.
Yeah, it's all perspective. You got golf in.
I mean, one day I played a scramble, which is, I don't really know how I played that much. And then I played on Sunday, and I didn't play very well. Well, I played well in the front, and then I played really bad in the back. So just got to put it all together.
How'd you play this weekend, Aaron?
I played? Oh, no. Yeah, of course not. I just barbecued all weekend. That was about it. And I still have all my fingers, so.
That's pretty good.
Well, hey, that's phase one.
There's a win.
Definitely phase one. Well, so what we want to do is we want to focus in on questions. If you're on the website right now and you have questions, if you're out there in the Ustream world and you have questions, let us know. This is the time to get out there and ask us questions. Like we always say, this is chat on steroids. You got four of us in the same room, banner and back, answering questions. What kind of driver do I pick? What loft of wedge do I use? If I was buying my son a set, what should I get? We'll help you answer those questions. We know there are a bunch of people right now that are online. If you've got a question, you're on a product page, you're looking at us, you'll see the icon next to it. Click on it. We'll answer a question. What we always try to do also along the way is we try to get questions that we fielded this week, in the last week. We try, we get dozens of questions. We try to filter it down to something that is, I don't know, how would you call it? Thematic? Manageable. Things that people, questions that a lot of different people ask in kind of a variety of different ways. But we have that. Before we jump into that, though, real quickly, now that Germany absolutely clobbered Brazil.
I heard about something yesterday. What was going on?
There was a little bit of a soccer game going on.
Oh, okay.
I walked in. These guys were giving. We were in the lunchroom. And there was a bunch of people in the lunchroom, and I walk in and I look at it's 0-0, and I watch for 5 minutes, and then I walk out and I sit at my desk and I hear all this hooping and hollering, and I suppose I gave it 2 or 3 minutes. I came back in. Score was 4-0, Germany. I missed it all.
It was nuts.
And then I did catch one of the goals, so it was 5-0. I went back in my office, and that was about it.
Yeah. In the second half, they added 2 more.
There were 3 people who bet a 7-1 victory by Germany. If a guy bet $11,
didn't he win like 11 grand or something?
he won 11 grand.
A 7-1 final?
It was a 999-1 odds of a 7-1 Germany win. $11 bet, $11,000 check. I bet he's hoping I bet he was wishing he put down $111.
Yeah.
No kidding.
But still, that's incredible. So, update us on what's going on today.
We actually
anticipation of the finals.
Yeah. Well, actually, do you want to pop in there? We got some comments coming in.
Oh, bet.
Yeah.
Sure.
And you want to throw the first one up there from
Yeah.
Ustreamer 631951?
Yeah. Got it.
The comment is, I took my 01 Mark II driver camping with me. We had a large number of golfers with us there, and we made a driving range out of the yard. The driver was a hit.
Fantastic.
Very nice.
It's sorry, we can't see your name, so if you want to put your name at the end, that helps, so we can communicate with you. Or if we need to get a hold of you for any reason, you can. It's up to you.
Sometimes people win stuff.
Yeah, because where'd you go camping?
One, where'd you go camping? And two, we have a buddy that has a house on the river, and I know he hits his driver off the backyard into the river. Now the golf balls don't float. I'm sure that I'm sure there's some environmental hazard that's happening as a result of that. Well, probably no different than hitting them into a lake, and there are plenty of fish in the lakes by the ponds.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they just sit at the bottom.
Yeah, and the alligators seem to work in the south, so it doesn't affect them. They don't choke on the golf balls.
Yeah, and if your buddies need a driver, I think they're on sale right now.
Is the ZR Mark II? I've got I know the Command BK, and that's another thing on monthly specials. Right now we have a crop of really good monthly specials, and I know driver-wise, the Command BK driver is on sale regularly at $119. It's on sale for $99.95, which is a pretty smoking deal. But is there any of the Mark IIs
The
left?
ZR1 Mark II driver is on sale for $64.95. So
$65.
yeah, so if your buddies love it that much, you might as well get one.
That is incredible. Well, we
So-
followed up with Streamer 770. Does a hybrid 4 or 3 equate directly to a 4 or 3 iron in distance? We get that a lot, don't we?
We do.
How would you guys answer that?
I would say no. I think you're gonna hit a hybrid farther.
One club further?
I would say about a club further, but it kind of depends on the player too. The reason I think you would hit it farther is because they're easier to hit, bigger sweet spot. It's a wood versus an iron,
Easier to get up in the air.
easier to get up in the air.
And Tommy, I would agree with you. For me, because I was Tyler, you and I were playing in the March of Dimes, and I remember on one of the par 3s on the front side, the long one, I hit a hybrid 4, and it was probably about my 3 iron length. It was 220, 215, and so that's probably my 3 iron length. So yeah, I think it's about 1 club difference.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that? Yeah. So suffice it to say, yeah, Streamer 770. You got the hybrid 3 would basically be a 2 iron, which may equate to a 5 wood. 5 wood.
Yeah, I'd say 2 hybrid is more of a 5 wood.
Yeah, that's what. But a 3 hybrid would be a 2 iron.
Yes.
4 hybrid would be a 3 iron.
Yeah.
And then I start my set with the 4 iron, even though I carry a 3-4 hybrid. I start with the 4 iron because I want that longer iron and also to be able to hood a little bit if I'm under a tree, to be able to get it out and get it playable.
You got a comment from Al.
Yeah. So Al follows up. He's the one to ask a question about the iron. He goes, I had the Realtree driver, and it really, really works.
Oh, bad form.
Live show. That's
What's going
somebody
on
calling
here?
in, or
That's
Yeah, put him on the air.
Bad move. It's going to vibrate.
No, Realtree driver, man. That's a good club.
Yeah, I mean, Rex in the office has hit it. I hit it. I'm pulling it out this week. I'm going to play 4 times, actually.
Really?
And I'm going to use it all week. I think I hit it straighter than my other driver. I was playing a 400cc head before. Now this is 460. I don't know if that makes a difference. Also, it's a regular flex versus stiff. So I'm glad you like it, Al, because I love it too.
Well, then he says, he goes on to say, and his TaylorMade driver stayed in the bag.
That's what we like to hear.
Outstanding. Let's talk about some monthly specials that maybe we've gotten going on. I know we've got the Command BK driver at $99.95. Couple of good, I think, great, combos if you wanted to make it a combo. I don't know if we've got it in a combo form, but the W7 irons, just a set of irons at $139 every day, is on sale at $119, and the hybrids are on sale, normally $60 down to $41.97. So great ways to put together a set of irons and a couple of hybrids if you want to update your set. What else does it look like we have on special?
You just mentioned which one did you just mention? Sorry.
The W7 irons and the W7 hybrids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have the double wall driver for $149, so it's say $50. The ZR1 Mark II driver that we mentioned earlier, along with the BK. 3 really good putters that are on sale. The Gazelle putter, which is kind of like that saber tooth look.
Right.
Well, I mean, not a saber, like the prongs going out.
Right,
So,
with a kind of
it's kind of saber tooth.
yeah, I
yeah,
guess,
kind of like
Yeah, so that's on sale for $24.95.
Which one? Oh, yeah, that's kind of like that's the orange version of our SS 400.
Correct. And not as heavy as the SS400.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lighter head, but
It's a lighter head, so.
Well, that brings up another thing that we worked on last week. We have found out now how to do your counterweight putter, and we're going to be rolling out our counterweight putter here pretty soon. We figured the weight in the butt end of the club, and this weekend I took it and used it. I really liked it. You have a prototype in your bag, Tyler.
it's a little bit heavier though.
A little bit heavier, but I'm going to be really interested to see what you'd think in left-handed with a comparison.
I kind of like the ones we put together, the ones that we have with the clevis pin.
Yeah.
Personally, I think actually the more that I use mine, it might be just a little bit too heavy
Right.
in the end. So I may want to cut mine open and replace the weight with something a little bit lighter.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was really pleased with it. So I think I might put that in the bag. It's I've been kind of going back and forth between that and my Super Stroke, and I just really like the feel of that counterbalance.
I know.
It's really a different
smooth.
feel.
Really smooths out the stroke.
Yeah, that's would be interesting to see how that does, because it seems to be more and more of those popping up. A lot more pros using them, so I think that's would be an exciting new putter we're coming out
Especially if you're somebody who's been using a belly putter or a broomstick,
Right.
and you're looking ahead to where it's going to become illegal. Something you might want to put in the bag now and get used to.
What I was going to say, do you think that's going to be an acceptable alternative to the belly putter?
I mean, that's what the guys like Keegan Bradley on tour who've been using the belly putters forever, they've started to gradually mix these in, because I think it's going to be the next best thing to having an actual anchor.
Yeah, it's that creating that pendulum.
Yeah, it kind of feels like you have a point of contact, but you don't really. It's just the extra weight.
Yeah, interesting. I got a couple of comments from Streamer 951. How do the other drivers you play,
Other golfers, actually.
other golfers you react to the camo gear? Golfers, not drivers, yeah. People, it's a real interesting conversation point. People look at it. One of the things that I think that's so interesting about the driver is, I don't know about what you guys think, but it sets up really well. It's got a Tommy, we don't have it at left-handed, so it's hard for Tyler to. But I just really, Rex has played it. I've hit it. You've hit it. When I set the club down, I just really like the way it looks.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the fact that it doesn't have any lines or anything on top of it.
Yeah.
Because you don't try to aim. You just kind of go like, okay, this is where I want the fairway, obviously, and you kind of swing easy. That's what I like about it. Another thing too is that on Amazon they offer a service where you can send off product, and people can review it, play it, and review it.
Right.
And the first batch went out at the end of June, and so we're starting to get reviews in from all those people. And look at the reviews on Amazon. And I'll share the link with everybody so you can go and read in more detail. But most of the guys obviously talk about how it's not the camouflage look. It's not like they didn't buy it for the camouflage look. They actually bought it just to try out the driver.
Right.
And they said they love it. So one comment from Brian H. He says, I'll do a short version of it, but he goes, I've had a Callaway Big Bertha titanium driver for years and love it, but I thought I would give this a shot. I just played 18 holes and I was killing the ball with this driver. Absolutely killing it. I have a fast swing and I have a shaft, and the shaft had just the right amount of flex. So then he mentions that the camouflage artwork is a nice touch, even for an outdoorsy but not a non-hunter type like me. And if you know an avid golfer, this would be no brainer for a gift. So I think and there's more reviews and talks about, but most of the guys don't talk about the camo print at all, but they talk about how they like the driver. And the thing about the Vine, yeah, they're getting free product to test out and to talk about it, but they do give bad reviews. Like they'll speak the truth.
You're free to give whatever review you want to give. So it's real from that standpoint. There's no question about that. No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll share the link with everybody. You can click on that. The driver on Amazon is actually $109.95.
Gotcha.
Because you know how Amazon does their pricing, so.
Right. I wanted to bring up have you been watching any of the golf lately?
I missed it since last weekend because
I didn't realize that Greenbrier was up in Western Virginia, but Angel Cabrera won the Greenbrier Classic, and he shot a 664. That's his first tournament victory other than a major.
Yeah,
I mean, the guy could only win majors.
It's ridiculous. He rarely plays on tour except for the majors. It's weird.
Yeah. It must be really into the European deal, and he
Yeah.
probably stuck around here after playing playing at the Open. Probably what it was, and it was a similar area, so he probably just hung out for a couple weeks, and now he'll probably go over to the British Open. But it was interesting. This was a great opportunity Cabrera's had through an interpreter. So after all these years, he hasn't really. I mean, he really is.
Yeah, I mean, he's like. He kind of just seems like he's not really one who's gonna change much.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a little older and.
Argentinian, so I bet you he's going to be invested today.
He'll be watching today.
He'll be watching today.
For sure.
Sad deal. The guy who came in second, George McNeil, apparently his older sister died on Sunday of cancer in the morning, and he was informed after the round. So sad deal for him. Webb Simpson came in third, and Billy Hurley came in fourth. But the thing that interested me was the pullouts. There have been a couple of pullouts from the Charles Howells pulled out of the Open, the British Open, and Steve Stricker apparently elected not to go because he wanted to spend more time. So it's interesting that the British Open isn't necessarily been, it's been not like it's losing participants, but there are U.S. players that are electing not to play, which in years past, I mean, no one would turn down a British Open invitation.
Yeah, it's weird. I saw something like Stricker was saying it would take a lot to convince him to play in the British. It's like, what?
Did you talk about the travel time, or was it just being away for so long, or?
It was the second year he had decided not to play as he cuts back his schedule. Stricker last year began reducing his schedule to spend more time with his family. He thought about playing this year, though it looked unlikely when he added the Greenbrier Classic to his schedule and his wife caddied for him. So, I mean, the guy's done so well. Maybe he just says, screw it, I don't need the money.
I mean, he's not really a links player either. I mean...
No, he's more of a traditional country club player, is what I would say.
Yeah. I don't buy the whole, I'm going to reduce my schedule, play less. I mean, I understand there's travel time, but these guys are taking these private jets. You go over, you play 4 rounds of golf, and then you come back. I mean...
That's what you do for a living, too.
Okay, then take the week of the next 2 weeks off after it, but play in the majors. Why not give yourself a chance?
I'm not understanding that either.
You have no chance if you don't play.
I'm not getting that either.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many other tournaments they could take off if they really want to spend the time with family and all that stuff, which is great. But you're a professional golfer. I feel like out of the respect of the game, you should want to play in the majors.
Yeah. Well, and that is kind of a good segue into, they asked Tom Watson about the Ryder Cup, because he's the Ryder Cup captain, and whether he would add Tiger Woods to the field. And
we were talking about that 2 weeks ago, weren't we?
Well, I don't remember that. It's 2 weeks ago. I can't remember that long ago. Jeez, I can't remember.
We definitely
yesterday.
were talking about it.
Yeah, but he said that two things would affect his whether he would pick Tiger, and that is if he's healthy and he's playing well. Well, then the comment came back to him. Well, what if he's healthy? What if he's healthy but he's not playing well? Would you pick him? And basically, the discussion is he's got 3 tournaments that he's got to play, before he's got the British Open, the Bridgestone Invitational, and the PGA will be the 3 tournaments that he plays in before Watson's got to make a decision as to whether to pick him. Okay, much kind of like when was it President's Cup when Freddie Couples picked Tiger, and basically said, I'm not going to not pick him, you know.
Uh-huh.
So interesting. Then Hank Haney, when he was questioned, he said he isn't going to play competitively in the 2 weeks running up to the Open. Speaks to the fact that he might not just care as much as he used to. Haney told the Scotsman. Still, if you can't win, you can't win if you don't enter. Maybe he will catch lightning in a bottle, but I think he's using the Open to get ready for the PGA at Valhalla. That may be a more realistic target for him. So the question I guess I have is, and they're making the comment is, well, he's got a half a dozen tournaments that he could play in to tune himself up, including, web.com tournaments, if he really wanted to get himself into sharp shape.
Yeah.
They talked about the practice in Tiger Woods' practice schedule, and they said that on any given day that he wasn't playing in a tournament, he would practice for 8 hours.
Jeez.
I mean, a full 8 hours, which would be 4 hours worth of skills practice and then going out and playing a round of golf.
Does this include like a workout or anything?
I don't know. I
That's
mean,
a lot of
that's to me,
practice.
that's amazing.
Guy, I think can I get that schedule? 8 hours of practice?
Isn't that what you do now?
Yeah, that's a good
Well, you
point.
do 4 hours of playing.
Yeah.
I just don't know what you play at sometimes. I mean, seriously.
There's another comment when we we're talking about Cabrera. He goes, speaking of Cabrera, what do you think of the clubs he was playing? G30 with turbulators. Do you guys think this might work? I'm
Never
not
heard
sure.
of the turbulator.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of it. I'm just on their website.
Yeah, a little I-team report on what a turbulator is.
It's so on their new driver, the G30. It has like these little cutouts at the top
On the
crown.
On the crown.
But they're like right above the face.
Oh yeah.
And they're supposed to be little like reduced drag through the hitting zone. And they all kind of point directly at the point of impact. It's supposed to increase club head speed and ball velocity.
Wow.
Interesting.
Aaron, if you want to,
You have to send me a link.
I can send you that.
Yeah. While we do that,
Those are pretty.
why don't we take a question, if we can? I don't want to overwhelm Aaron, but if we want to take a question from the mailbag that came in this week.
Which one?
Which one do you want to do, Tommy?
Let's do question number 1. Let's start it off.
Okay.
Let me read it.
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
Save this here. Hold on. Should pop up. There we go. This gentleman, his name is David, says, I spoke to Paul at Dick's in Washington Square, Dick's, and he sent me your way. I have a 14-year-old that's getting into golf, and he needs a set. He's 6'2". Boy,
Oh.
that's like me. I was 6 foot when I was 12. I sympathize. Paul felt like a plus 1 inch shaft with a 3-degree toe upright would be a good fit. I live in Seattle, so it would be tough for me to get him back down there for a fitting. Are there new ZR3 versions and woods good for a teenager that wants to try out for his high school team? Are those ping-like clubs? He hit pings at Dick's and really liked the way they feel. Who wouldn't? Thanks.
Well,
Tyler actually helped
Tyler,
him
take
out.
that one.
Yeah, I responded to David's email. I told him it sounded like a pretty good fit for me, or I would agree with the fit that he was given. Other than, the 3 degrees upright is a little tough. Our maximum is 2 degrees, so I would probably suggest the 2 degrees.
3 is a pretty.
That's pretty steep.
That's a pretty
Yeah.
steep angle.
Although with the pings, I know they have the colored dots. You can do a lot of different stuff. They make all
Right.
sorts of different ones. But for ZR 3.0s, which I think would be a great option for him, something he can, play with right away and also grow into. Obviously, let us know if you want to order those. And then the question about whether they're like ping clubs, yes, they are. They kind of have that same sort of look and feel to ping irons, and then also the driver and woods are going to have a similar look and feel to the ping drivers as well.
Going to have the same kind of shape. They're going to have that same peen
Yeah.
finish, that rougher finish. Ours are finished in a different color and have a different cavity per se, but you're going to get a good ping type feel with that club. I can't wait to take mine out. I've been delayed a little bit due to the Tommy Berry incident of unloading the container that caused a complete delay in all of our ability over the 4th of July. But that's a separate issue.
Well, I gotta say, the 3.0, the driver was in the bag, actually, and the irons for me this weekend, and I was smoking the driver.
Really?
Yeah, big upgrade for me. So.
Did you pull the shaft out of your old club?
Yeah.
Okay, so you used the same shaft.
Mm-hmm.
Good move.
Yeah.
Good move.
But I really like the feel and the sound of the head too. It's loud, but I like it, and people I played with were impressed by it. So
nice, very nice.
Just want to make a comment, Guy. Just about if you're just now joining us, we're live, obviously. So post a question. There's a little chat button, the arrow pointing down to it. You can just log in there. You don't need to put any emails or anything, and you can ask anything you want. If regarding clubs, if you're searching our site, like Guy mentioned earlier, if you're on a product, you're debating between I want the ZR 3.0s or do I want the Excel Monrosas, feel free to ask and we'll answer it live. So just want to give a quick mention of what this is all about.
sweet.
Different. We got a question on. Got a different use screamer. 916. I'm not sure if
Did you call him a you screamer?
You screamer.
I like that. You should probably.
You screamer.
That's a very angry Ustream user.
What do we got there? What's he talking about?
He goes, regarding the Camel Drivers, smart comments about not being able to see it. Different comments when it's in the fairway and deeper than their brand name. So different comments when it's in the fairway and deeper than their brand name.
So, like, I mean, you're gonna if it's just out there and it's right out in the open, you're gonna get different comments than if it's hiding in the woods, probably, right?
Yeah.
Here's the deal with your real tree driver. Do not take it into the woods and lean it against a tree because you may not find it.
Well, you're never in the woods anyways. So.
Yeah. Trust me, I am. Yeah. Trust me, I am always in the woods. Not always, but I have a fair share of my time. Hit another question, Tommy.
Yeah. So, Aaron, you want to throw up question number 2? Yeah. It's kind of a lot of the questions are obviously related to the ZR 3.0 irons, just because they just came out and they're still on pre-order. We have started shipping the first run of the clubs, so.
Anybody who pre-ordered, right? They should have all shipped by now, I'm guessing.
Not yet. They're probably starting to go out today and tomorrow because there was a backup from the 4th.
Oh, that's true.
Friday is the drop dead.
So the question is, I'm still mulling the ZR 3.0 irons. What's the upcharge per club to replace the 3 and 4 irons with the 3 and 4 3.0 hybrids? Richard. Great question.
Yeah, Tom, didn't you just put together hybrid
We should
sets?
have a setup, right?
So Aaron's working on the images. We're going to have the actual hybrid set that he's looking for with the 3-4 hybrid and the 5-through pitching wedge and sand wedge irons. That will be on the site on Friday.
I'm working as fast as I can.
Well, apparently you're not working fast.
So if you can't wait till Friday, just give us a call and we can do it. The price is going to be about $229.95 for that combination.
But I mean, think of it this way: what's a hybrid going for these days?
The ZR?
ZRs.
They're $59.95.
So $60, and an iron's going to be
about 22 to 25.
I would guess the hybrid set will be right like 175 or so for the 3-4 hybrid.
Well, let's put it this way: I bet you that it'll be the same as the W7s.
Yeah, it should be about $229.95. My guess is $229.95.
Yeah. And then
it's all pieced together.
Right.
I'm way off then.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
You're way off.
You're way off.
I'm not sure where I got that number.
Yeah, so if we look right now on what a standard 3-4 hybrid, 5-through pitching wedge, or whatever it is on the site, I think those are normally like $229 or something. Maybe?
Yeah.
So Command Q TI hybrid set's $289.95. So it'd probably be right around.
Well, that's a tie set.
There's titanium in the.
Oh.
So if you go to the W7,
It's gonna be like.
It's $219.
And this would be a little bit more. It's gonna be about $229.95.
Yeah. And so it will be available. And boy, if I had a choice and I was hitting that set right now, or I was going to buy that set, I would for sure buy it with the 3-4 hybrid and the 5-through pitching wedge. That is a for sure. especially if you're just an average golfer, if you're not, you're not just sub 5 handicap, and you really want to be specific, that 3 and 4 hybrid is going to be so much more game improving. It's going to be so much easier for you to hit than a 2-3 iron. There's just no question on that. So that's the direction I'd encourage you to go.
Yeah. So Richard, good question. They're coming.
Great question.
So
Yeah.
stay tuned.
I had the 2 hybrid as well, and it was really nice, in my opinion.
Weighting good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Now, that goes to tell you, we've got it in both right-handed and left-handed. So for all you lefties out there that talk to us and say, hey, how come you don't offer it in left-handed, and when's this club going to be available? This whole series is available in right and left-handed. Mm-hmm. And of course, with ladies, we can cut it to any specific length you need. So that's all good.
We had another comment come in from a Ustreamer 408.
Got it.
Aaron, you got it up?
Yep.
You want to read it?
Oh, yeah. I have about a dozen rounds in with my Excel Monte Rosa, and now there's a 5, 6, and 7 iron that have developed stress crack creases in the black paint panel on the back of the club face. Is this normal? So they're talking about the insert? Is that what they're...
Yeah. Is that what you're talking about, the insert?
Yeah, I'm looking at an Excel Monte Rosa insert right now.
It's probably, I think.
And
I'd be interested to see that because I haven't heard anything like that.
That could be as a result. See, that insert in the back is it's a piece of
it's a medallion.
It's a medallion. It's a piece of plastic, and it's adhered with both glue and a 2-sided thin strip of tape. And it's possible that it cracked due to heat. Just let us know. Shoot us a picture of it. We'd be more than happy to take care of it and replace it for you. I've not heard of that before. I've heard of medallions, and not only with ours, but TaylorMade's and Callaway's. I've heard of medallions popping, of coming unglued because, like I said, over a period of time, that can happen. Doesn't happen with today's
Not
technology.
often, no. I mean,
And especially after only 12 rounds. That's
Yeah. So you let us know. You're certainly we'll certainly take care of you on that. Give us a call. 800-309-6878, or send us an email, and we'll get back to you and take care of you on that.
Yeah, Juan's covering the phones right now, so if you want to call him now, he can get you all set up and
You bet.
get some pictures of that.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it right now, and if they're cracking, there's got to be something that's really unusual, because it wouldn't be necessarily the club, because the club is obviously stainless steel. And if that medallion, it could be that it was a bad medallion. It could be, heat related, whatever it is. But that's certainly fixable.
Do you want to, Guy? I mean, the medallions. I mean, they're found in a lot of clubs. Like that's the route most of the manufacturers are going.
Well, the thing with medallions are.
Yeah. Do you want to go more?
Medallions are what you can do with medallions in a cavity of a club. You can take a club right here in the cavity of it, and you can create graphics that you can't create by casting it into the club. Okay, it used to be that we would cast the cavity of the club, and we couldn't cast it really finely with fine lines and multiple colors and that diamond plate look and that really cool. That can't be done if you cast it and paint it, okay? So what the industry did, and this is probably, 5, 6, 7 years ago, maybe more, is they really went aggressively towards the medallions. And the medallions allow us to be, and Aaron, because you've designed a lot of medallions, we can raise them, we can create different looks and feels.
On all sorts of materials too. Like you can put chrome stripes on something, or just give it different types of patterns and textures that you would have absolutely no access to if you were to just cast the club and try to paint that.
Right.
There's just no way.
And there is zero technology other than graphics in a medallion.
Yeah.
And I don't care anybody that tells you there is. They're nuts. A medallion is simply to make the club look cool. Mm-hmm. If you take a look at a Mizuno forged iron or a Nike forged iron, there's no medallion, there's no back to it. It's just a
stamped logo.
Forged logo. Why? Because they can't. I mean, that's how you forge a club. This area back here gives us the ability to make clubs look cool, and so. But don't have anybody try to make you believe that if there's any performance advantage of one medallion over the other. It's a piece of plastic that's glued in the back of your club. The cast portion, the stainless steel portion, that's where if there's any technology, there's technology in that. There's technology potentially in the undercut stainless steel. There's weighting in the toe or the heel.
Could have
of
titanium
the
face like our
titanium
QTIs.
face.
Yeah.
But the medallion itself is simply a way to make your club look cool. Okay.
Let's go to another question.
Shoot out another question.
Yeah, we're going to do question number 3, Aaron.
Okay.
You want to go and read it?
Sure.
All right. This is actually one we get a lot, too. That's why I picked it.
Yeah, this is from Frank. What is the best way to go about determining the distance I get with each club? The driving range distance indicators are not a great judge. That's a good question because I've never actually tried that.
Well, and even differences in driving ranges can be crazy. I mean, I did what is actually kind of my pet peeve, and I did it anyways, was the first day that I had the ZR3s, I took them out to the Oswego Lake Range, which is one of the worst ranges in the history of driving ranges.
It was can we fit a range in here somewhere?
Yeah,
not well, but we can.
We can stuff one in here, and it's going to be all uphill, so every club goes the same distance.
Yeah, and we're going to have wire over here. And
yeah,
mesh,
you can't hit drivers during the summer.
Drivers and
yeah, it's lame. But I would suggest, well, if you can find a really good range that is, lasered out distances, then you can get an idea of it. But I would say actually, more and more people are moving towards going to indoor facilities that have launch monitors that really can give you the hard data on how far each iron is going, depending on whether you hit it pure or not. That's the key, is don't pay attention to how far it goes when you don't hit it pure, because you want to know your numbers when you hit a good shot, because there's nothing worse than, I've been hitting it bad all day, so I'm going to hit a 5-iron instead of when I should hit a 7-iron. Right. And then you pure your 5-iron and you're 30 yards over the green rather than
exactly right.
10 feet from the pin. So pay attention to when you hit it well, and then see how far those go if you have access to a launch monitor to use it.
The other thing I'd kind of recommend and suggest is, one, if you have a rangefinder, go to the range where you are, and if you see the 150 mark, range find on the 150 mark and see well, that may be based on where you are on the tees.
Yeah, it could be.
You could be 135
30
yards.
Whatever they call them, mats over.
Yeah, exactly. So take a hit, and if you don't have a rangefinder, see if any of your buddies do and ask to borrow it. Because you can go out to the range from a specific location and then try to go to that basic location the next time, and you hit certain ones to say, okay, 150, 175, 200, 225. So you mentally know going back to that range from this location, and put it down on a piece of paper, and then hit a club to it and kind of get an idea, I'm consistently 10 yards short. That means I hit my 8-iron 145 or 140 versus 150. The other thing you can do is, and some pro shops and clubhouses are different than others, but walk in and say, hey, you know me, I hit balls here, I play here. Do you have a rangefinder I can use?
That's what I was going to say.
I was going to go down to the range, and I want to scope out a couple of spots, and I want to try to hit a specific length, and I just want to use it while I hit the balls, and I'll bring it back up. Probably 7 or 8 times out of 10, they have the rangefinders that Bushnells or whatever they're trying to sell.
Yeah, it might
sell them a rangefinder.
It's just like a demo driver. I mean, they might end up selling it to you if you like it. So I think more often than not, they'd be willing to let you try it.
Now, I know that we're in the golf business, but half the guys here in the office have rangefinders. Mm-hmm. So if I didn't have a rangefinder and I wanted to borrow one, I guarantee go to the range. That's a great way of doing it.
I'm a little rant here about, I don't understand why driving ranges, they don't do that for the person, because I mean, if you go to a range, that 150 sign is always there, and they move the tees back and forth. So it's just like, why don't they just do a favor to they want golf to come more popular, they want people to practice, they want people to come out. Why don't they help the player and just say, okay, that 150 sign is really 170. And would it take a simple sign or something like a piece of paper?
I got an answer for that. In baseball or in any other place, when I go to the Shell gas station, and they change the price from $3.89 to $3.99, they replace the 9 with the 8, right?
Yeah.
So all you have to do with the range guy, when he moves the tee to a specific location, you go out to the range and the 150 is not 150, it's 143.
Yeah.
And you put 4 and 3 instead of 5 and 0. You just replace the signs based on where they are. Because if they're selling us the concept of being in the range and
practicing,
then wouldn't you think that would make a whole bunch of sense?
Yeah, I think we should make the signs for him.
That's not a bad idea.
The number.
That's actually not a bad idea. Let's go to work on that.
Okay. All right, good question. I brought that up because I mean, Aaron, not thinking it's Aaron's game, but being new to the game, he doesn't know. He sees 150, he probably just assumes it's 150, no matter where he hits it from.
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, exactly.
I just showed up, like, oh, it's a sign. Okay, bad.
Well, and that's kind of what I also like about the tee boxes. And the tee boxes, they do a nice job on the par threes, and they say, okay, this is a 145-yard par 3 from this location to the center of the green. And then you can walk it back and, 5 steps back, and okay, now it's 150 yards to the center of the green, and I can play from there. I have seen recently, and maybe it's me, maybe you guys can confirm, that a lot of courses seem to be taking the markers off of the sprinkler heads.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah.
Is that me?
Funny thing you brought that up because what's it, reserve? I think it was put Rex and Dean.
The reserve didn't have it on a number of them. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple of them missing. Well,
you played on the easy side. Tyler and I played on the hard side, so maybe they just did it on the easy side. But I think we still beat you. But
you don't need yardage markers over there. It's too easy.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. Yeah. You're always within 100 yards. I mean, what the heck? Streamer 408. Since the medallions are only plastic insert and playability is unaffected, then this is only a cosmetic. It's only for a cosmetic. Shouldn't worry about the club failure. No. Unless you're seeing cracks in the actual stainless steel, cracks in the medallion are irrelevant. Now, we'll still take care of you and we'll replace it because cosmetically we want to have you have a nice looking set of clubs, but no, you shouldn't. The medallions are all cosmetic.
Yeah, it would not do anything to affect your shot.
Exactly.
A friend of mine pulled his out. Didn't like him.
Honestly, some people, I've seen quite a few people do that where they'll cut out the medallions and they might throw some lead tape in it or something instead.
I've seen that too.
If they want.
I don't know, where do you get lead tape these days with all the lead? That must be.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a separate issue.
Yeah.
I don't even want to have anything that's lead around here. Oh, pretty interesting.
Let's go on to the next question.
Fire up another question.
Yeah. Aaron, you have question number 4 up there?
Read it.
Yeah, I'm
Go for it.
I'm almost stuffed up. Sorry,
you're not sounding so good there. Okay. I'm a high handicapper, senior, former tournament tennis player who wants to get more serious about golf. Previously only played once or twice a year. Saw your deal on the ZR1 Mark II irons and thought it was an inexpensive way to upgrade. However, before I bought, I wanted to find out if you thought they would be a good fit for me and what shaft length and grip to get. Otherwise, what would you recommend? I currently use some tailor-made knockoffs from the early 1990s. Also interested in any recommendations for a putter and hybrids. I'm 6'1" tall. It's from Paul.
Okay.
Tommy, you take that.
I think the CR 3.0s are a perfect fit for you.
He was talking about Mark IIs.
He was looking at the Mark IIs because they were on sale, I think, probably.
Oh, yeah, because of the 4th of July sale.
Yeah.
The ZR series in general is one of our best sellers. So I think no matter what route you go, whether it's the 3.0s or the Mark IIs, you're going to be happy. The difference between the Mark IIs and the 3.0s is that the sole has a much bigger sole on the Mark IIs, which makes the club a little bit more forgiving.
And ball flight's a little higher.
A little higher. So as being new to the game, that might be a better fit.
It's gonna be way better than your tailor-made knockoffs of the 1990s.
Yeah, because technologies have changed so much.
And I've never liked the early tailor-made knockoffs. I thought the iron was too it just wasn't. It wasn't game. It wasn't game improvement. It wasn't forgiving. It didn't have as much
Weren't they
room
like
for error.
literally like blades? The
Well, yeah, but the soles, it just was not a very good. So I think you'd be great, and I think you, from a hybrid standpoint, matching up the hybrids, or getting the new 3.0 hybrids with the Mark II irons. Either way, you'd be just happy. I think you'd be way ahead of the game.
And you don't need to match everything. A lot of people get caught up in like, oh, I need the exact same. If you look at like anybody's bag, that like pros
my bag doesn't match at all.
Nobody, yeah, it doesn't match. No. It doesn't have to. So I think if we're going to the shaft and length, I'd probably go with the regular flex.
Why? Oh, okay.
It sounds like you're playing tennis.
Senior, yeah.
Playing tennis, active.
Senior if he's a senior. Well, yeah. I'm just saying. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going off just not senior swing at all. That you're pretty active. You're playing tennis.
Athletic.
Athletic.
Yeah.
A regular flex is probably fine. Senior probably be a little bit too whippy.
6'1", maybe you could get. Maybe I'd do a half inch with a regular flex. I wouldn't do +1.
Yeah, 6'1". I mean, it's pretty.
That's hovering around the standard, I think.
Yeah, right around standard. Maybe a half inch plus, which would make it kind of right in between a senior and a regular.
Yeah, so I think I might do plus a half inch regular flex. I wouldn't go any more than that, period.
Yeah.
And definitely. Now, putter-wise, you know what? To me, it's all about what you like the look of. If you like I like the look of the PGX putter. I like the look of the SS400. But a lot of people say no. I like the center shafted sight putter, or I like the traditional sight putter that's more like the Answer style putter. That's a really personal, a personal choice. I guess that's how I put it, because when you set your putter down, if you like the way it looks, that's what you'd be playing. And putters have now become so way out in their looks. You really have to make a choice. Do you like the look of a mallet putter? Do you like the look of more of a traditional blade-ish putter? And then once you've done that, that's how I...
And also the lineup tools that are there, too. I mean, do you like a line? Do you like the ball, like 3 balls in a row? I mean, what to you visually helps you line up your shot? Because I can't use, like, the little balls. I have to have a line. Yeah. So.
Well, that's a great perspective.
Yeah.
Great perspective. That's a good question.
Grip.
Well, actually, I have one other... Oh,
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
No, yeah.
I just said he just asked about the grips too, and I think the standard grip to start off with.
Yeah.
No reason to go into any oversized or something you never played before. I would wait and see if you find a grip that you really like, then get a regrip.
Yeah, good point.
I don't like to just throw people like, hey, here's your grip. Go.
And it's real personal too, because I'll tell you, a grip I like may not be a grip you like, but I do know this: our good, straight, old-fashioned standard grip's a great grip.
Yeah.
Bonus tip. Being that he's a tennis player, good tip I've been hearing lately for people who want to kind of get started and learn how to make better contact on, for the most part, irons, not as much for woods and drivers, but doing starting with your baseline swing being a backhand stroke for a tennis racket is a good baseline. Good way to get like a good tempo and a good sort of like swing plane going. It's kind of an interesting thing. I've just been hearing it lately here and there online and on TV and stuff.
Growing up for years, I heard the same thing about a baseball swing. Mm-hmm. Translating this to this to this. Mm-hmm. Kind of interesting. Where you start over here with baseball. And in a good swing, you end up over here with this shoulder out, and then, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. You translate, you're really essentially doing the same thing, right? Whether you're hitting a baseball, whether you're hitting a tennis ball, whether you're hitting a racket ball, you're
trying to get to the point of impact and have it be
square. And have the ball driven hard and kind of interesting.
Yeah. So we have a comment from Ustreamer013. Aaron, you got it up? Approaching the end of the anchored putter era, are you giving any more thought about to making an arm lock a la Matt Kuchar putter shaft.
Well, that's kind of perfect for the one we were talking about. Counterbalance.
Do you have
putter.
that putter?
Oh no, I can't.
Oh.
I can't let that out.
Whoa.
Oh yeah,
No,
sorry.
That's prototype.
It's prototype. Yeah, we will, and I keep an eyes open because we will be. What's the ETA on grips
that
on that?
length is 38 inches. That's what Kuchar uses. So it's something you can easly
Turn
use
into an
Armlock.
armband.
Oh,
Yeah. When are the grips coming in?
I have to order them.
What?
I
What?
didn't get to go yet. We thought we,
Well, of course you got to go. Okay.
Yeah, so we got the information on the shafts and the grips actually. So
So if this turns into another ZR 3.0, seriously, if these grips turn into a 3.0,
Oh god.
Tommy, we pride ourselves on giving people multiple opportunities here to succeed. Just telling you. I'm just telling you right out of the chute. Tyler, Aaron, not giving him 90 days.
90 days.
Not giving him 90 days.
Yeah,
No!
especially since the grip. I mean,
It's a
grip
grip.
should be quicker than
So
a quad.
how long do you think before we get grips?
I would say about 45 days production.
Because we've been approved.
Yeah, if
We've approved the grip.
if
So
we're good to go.
Yeah,
They
the
have, that's a
color's
grip
great.
that they've done before. So
what we're going to be looking for in that is going to be an October rollout, realistically, to be able to get that up and going.
For
And I think
holiday season.
yeah, and you're going to really love it. And
are we going to do a couple different lengths or just one length?
Yeah, we're going to do 2 lengths. We're going to do a quote long length, and we're going to do a quote short length. And the long length will be 30,
38, 40.
38, 40, and the short will be 34, 35.
Yeah.
And we're only going to do one weight. Or both of
No,
them?
we'll do a
Mix
short
it?
weight and a long weight.
Okay.
Because the shorter weight will have a smaller weight to it. The longer weight will,
The
the longer
2-inch.
will have, and we'll have a up. Well, it's all technology. This is ahead of the game stuff.
You release a lot of information for something that's so classified, and you can't show them.
Well, I'm hoping that you will come through in the clutch.
Good question.
That's great. That's a great question.
Yeah, thanks.
I think we have one more time. One more question. Do we have one more question?
Yeah.
This is a really good question too.
Okay, fire it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would be a great grip for a putter who has arthritis? This is from Paul. I think we have a ton of great options for that.
I'm thinking with
Personally.
the player, but for a putter who has putter.
I like it for
Well,
me.
he's looking for a
Right, sorry.
putter grip.
I don't necessarily, Paul. I don't necessarily think it's a putter as much as it is a putter grip. Okay, and if it were me, I would use. I like a heavier putter with like a mallet that wouldn't put a lot of stress on your hands, and I would use the Super Stroke 3.0 that you can lightly grip, and it's bigger and it's soft. And you combine that grip with a heavier head that doesn't necessarily need as much, it's got some momentum behind it. That's how I would do it. I think the Super Stroke is an absolutely perfect solution to someone who has arthritis or has joint pain in their hands.
That was exactly what my answer was going to be.
Cool.
Yeah.
We have about 5 minutes left. So if you have a question, get it in and we'll answer it. We just have one come in from Ustreamer 408. Is it possible to order single clubs? For example, a Command Q TI 7-iron.
You know, we get that 408. We get that question a lot, and over the years, we used to say, yeah, well, maybe we send them a 7-iron, and then here's the answer. We offer a 30-day money-back guarantee where you can play the full set. Sending someone out a 7-iron isn't necessarily a great solution. Where they go, well, I like the 7-iron, but gosh, now that I see it, I really like, boy, if I could hit the 5-iron or the 8-iron. We'll send you a set of irons. We'll send you any club, but we'll send you that set of irons, that Command Q TI set of irons, and you can hit it. You can hit it for 30 days, and if you don't like it, send it back, get your money back, okay? That's going to allow you to go out 30 days in a row, play 18 holes a day, have it on the range, utilize it all you want. And if you're not totally satisfied, send it back. Well, how about if I just really don't like it? Yeah, that qualifies. And you can get your money back. Why do we do that? Well, We do it because our return rate is so low that we can afford to do that. And then we take those clubs and we put it into our certified pre-owns and we grade them and we sell them that way. But what our goal is to get the full set in your hands, because one club just may not be enough to give you the feel, and it also, then you call up and go, well, gosh, could you send me the 5-iron and the 9-iron? Because I want to, because it's not really, I really love the 7, but I want to make sure that I like the 5 and the 9 just as well. Well, we'll send you the full set. And we'll give you a full credit when it comes back. Now, if you do any wild customization, and you guys define what wild customization is?
Like +2, or all the clubs the same length. Aaron, what else would be like?
Grip upgrades.
Yeah. Like 15 wraps of extra tape underneath your grips.
What we'll do on that is
I don't think you're getting a grip over the top of that.
We won't give you money back, but we'll give you store credit.
Yeah.
And the store credit will allow you to buy something else. So that's kind of how, and over the years we've morphed. We've been doing this a long time, and we've been selling. We were one of the first companies to sell product online and online customized. So we get it, and we know our return rates, and we know why people send things back. So we're comfortable in doing that way. So that'd be how I'd go for that. Well, I think it's about time to wrap her up. Normally it's question of the day, but it's going to be FIFA, who wins the World Cup? Okay.
You've already got one.
So we know that Germany's in.
Yeah.
And so it's Germany against Argentina or Germany against the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm going
Tyler?
first. Okay. Well, Germany obviously looked pretty good yesterday. And actually, before the tournament started, I picked them in my bracket to win the whole thing.
Well, you know soccer. I mean, you're our local soccer guru.
I don't like them very much, though.
You think you like the way they play. You like their scoring ability.
I know they're good. I respect them, but I just don't like them.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't like their players. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna choose Argentina. I just like that they're playing near to home. I mean, Messi's the best player on the planet. It's hard to bet against him.
Okay. Aaron?
I'll second Tyler. Just I don't know. He convinced me. I don't even know who's playing still. Yeah.
Patrick
sorry.
Reed is not.
He's not playing in the World Cup.
Oh. He's not playing in the World Cup, and neither is David Toms.
We were talking about this yesterday, actually, at our softball game. Tom never paid up on his David Toms bet.
I don't know if I never made that match.
We're gonna go back to the tape.
We'll go back. We'll
absolutely.
We'll do an audit. We'll do a full blown audit. So yes. And then now it's interest calculated. So you got to pick somebody. I mean, we know Germany for sure is in there.
That's
Aaron.
the only one I can think of at the top of my head.
Okay, you got Germany. You got Argentina.
I'm taking Argentina too, but I also want to get back to customer 408, the guy you just talked about.
Okay.
He goes, I already have the 8 through sandwich of the command queue. I'd like to add a 7-iron. Give us a call.
We'll take care of you.
We'll take care of you. I mean, in this case, we have the clubs, so 1-800-309-6878.
Yep, definitely.
Go Argentina.
Yeah. Okay, Argentina, Germany. I'm going to go Germany, Netherlands, and I think Germany wins 3-0.
Okay.
Huh.
I can see it happening.
Okay.
You heard it here.
Thanks for being a part of Pinemeadow Live. Appreciate all the questions. Great interaction today. We will see you back next week. Same time, same channel. And look forward to seeing you at 11 o'clock Pacific time next week. Take care.